Well, in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, some elected officials and activists, they've been furious about easy access to abortion coming to an end in many states throughout the country. Vice President Kamala Harris recently blasted pro-life groups and their leaders. She compared them to proponents of, wait for this, slavery. My next guest says that's pretty ironic, because no demographic is more exploited by the abortion industry than Black women. He's been on our show before. He's the founder of the Radiance Foundation. Please welcome back Ryan Bomberger. Ryan, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Ryan, some folks may not have watched when you were here before, may not know, so share with us your own story, because I think it is so powerful and reminds us of why this issue is very personal to you.
Absolutely. I'm literally the 1% that's used 100% of the time to justify abortion. Even though my birth mom horrifically faced the violence of rape and was a victim of rape, she did not choose to make me a victim of abortion. And so I was adopted into your typical American family of 15. I have 6 brothers, 6 sisters, and 10 of us were adopted. And for all those people who say a child should not go into the foster care system, I was adopted out of the foster care system, should not suffer the trauma of that, I would say to them that we were all better off loved, not better off dead.
I think we all agree with that. And having watched your work and your magnificent enthusiasm for life, I can't imagine that the world would be better without you. I know it is better with you. There's no doubt about that. What was your reaction when you heard the vice president make the comments a few weeks ago that basically said that we should celebrate abortion, but not life?
Well, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but the vice president is often confused. And so it's not surprising that she gets confused about that. And sadly, comparing it to slavery, the abortion bans and abortion abolition to slavery, she's got it mixed up. Actually, abortion is slavery. I mean, you had in the past where children were severed from their parents in order to profit slave owners. Well, today, children are severed inside of their mothers to profit abortionists. I mean, there's nothing closer than abortion and slavery, where you had 7 individuals on the Supreme Court rule that, a certain group of humans weren't human enough to be protected by the Constitution. So unfortunately, Vice President Harris has things a little twisted.
Senator Warren from Massachusetts said that she wants to see every pro-life crisis pregnancy center shut down across America. And I'm just wondering, why would you want to take away the help that is given to mothers who choose life? They're given diapers, they're given medical care, they're given formula, training and mothering. What's that about?
Well, she exposes the fraud of the pro-choice movement. I mean, they're not actually for any kind of choice. The only thing they're for is the violence of abortion. So Senator Warren obviously has not been inside of these 2,700 pregnancy centers across the country. I've been inside of hundreds. Through our work through the Radiance Foundation, we worked with hundreds across the country. And if she had been inside of one ever, she would understand that 1, they don't torture women. 2, that they actually love mothers and fathers, and they provide all this free care. They don't charge for any of their services. But Senator Warren, to me, epitomizes the fraud of fake feminism. They keep talking about choices, but they want to eliminate anything other than abortion.
And when I think about what's happening in the African-American community, you have spoken out about this, and I think you've got the credibility to do it, that the African-American community is targeted by the abortion providers, and there is an incredibly disproportionate number of abortions that happen to Black women versus women of Caucasian race.
Right, abortion in New York City, where Planned Parenthood is headquartered, more Black babies are aborted than born alive. And this is by historic design. People who understand eugenics and the racist, elitist pseudoscience of eugenics understands that this has been happening for years and this has been intentional. And Planned Parenthood continues to target the Black community, where Planned Parenthood is the leading killer of Black lives. 360 Black lives are killed every single day. And what I find ridiculous is that Planned Parenthood calls itself an anti-racist organization. How are you going to be an anti-racist organization when you're the leading killer of Black lives?
I mean, that is pretty crazy. The Radiance Foundation that you started, tell us about the work that you do, and how has it been impacted by the Supreme Court decision?
Well, the Radiance Foundation is an organization my wife, Bethany, and I created back in 2009. My wife was an educator for 13 years, and I was a creative director in the ad agency world for the same number of years. And we wanted to equip people to talk about culture-shaping issues from a creative perspective. And so I consider myself a factivist because we need to understand the facts in order to act responsibly.
Factivist. That's great.
So we started the Radiance Foundation to really illuminate that every human life has God-given purpose, and we do that through ad campaigns, we do that through our op-eds, we do that through our community outreaches, and we keynote about 60 events across the country, colleges like Harvard, Princeton, University of Notre Dame, and other types of events. And we just are passionate about illuminating that every human life, whether you're planned, unplanned, able or disabled, every human life has purpose.
Do you have people that yell at you and scream at you for that? And I love that the audience appreciates that. But do people get angry because they say, how dare you stand up for every life, that every life matters like that?
Absolutely. When I present my personal experience of a courageous birth mom who rejected the violence of abortion, there are those who just can't handle, they can't handle the truth of my lived experience. We hear that phrase all the time, lived experience, which is not synonymous with truth, but we want our lived experiences to point us to the truth.
Ryan, you're one of the most articulate pro-life people I have ever heard in my life. I love what you're doing. I'm so grateful for your creating the Radiance Foundation and the extraordinary work that you and your wife do across this country. God bless you, my friend. Please be encouraged by our audience and by all the folks who are watching. Now, if you want to learn more about Ryan and the very unique work of the Radiance Foundation, if you go to Huckabee.tv, we have a link directly to Radiance Foundation and the things that Ryan is up to.